Happy Mother's Day. Please join me in our opening prayer. The energy of love is within us and is us. Whole and complete is the I am that we are. We are awakened to the truth of our being. We will this be done within and without. May we come to recognize that we receive all that we give. We know that we have forgiven ourselves when we forgive others of all grievances held within our minds. May we not be led into temptation by the voice of separation, but instead, may we transcend all illusions, for ours is the power, love, and peace of Christ consciousness found within each of us, who is but the perfect extension of the one mind and heart that is shared by all, and is our birthright as the holy extensions of love itself. Our affirmation of faith. We believe in one God, the author and energy of all life, whose love sustains the universe and all things found within it. Our 5 Christ principles. There is only one energy in the universe. That energy is love, at all times active in everyone, everywhere. 2, we are the divine energy of love, and that energy is found throughout the universe and in all things, whether seen or unseen. 3, we create our experiences by what we choose to think, feel, and believe, thereby establishing our responsibility for our own choices. 4, through opening our heart center, we connect with the energy of love and bring out the Christ within us. 5, we express our desire to be of service when we live and demonstrate Christ consciousness in all our affairs.
Hello everyone, welcome to those who are here, those who are watching, and those who will watch later. I'd like to thank Miss Penny for opening this afternoon, and I'd like to thank Kevin for the beautiful music. Thank you so much. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are out there who are watching and watch later in the week. Just know that we appreciate you, and we appreciate those mothers who weren't our natural mothers, but those who helped raise us. Maybe your grandmother, an aunt, a stepmom. And we don't want to forget those who have transitioned and moved on. We love and appreciate them as well. So today, I'm going to take a little different, all right? And that is, because it's Mother's Day, I want to share with you something about my mom and what she taught me, what she gave me, and how grateful I am for the wisdom that she passed to me. As I get started, I'd like for you to sit there wherever you are, at home or here. What did your mom give you? What did she teach you? What wisdom did she impart that you can remember even to this moment? Think about it as I go through some of the stories. My mom, who was with Alzheimer's now and in a memory care unit, I got to spend a little time with her yesterday. And even yesterday with Alzheimer's, she still reminded me of some of the things that she had shared from when I was a little boy. So I'd like to share with you the first thing. Many of you have heard me say it before. Some of you watching may not have. And that was, I'll never forget, I wasn't even 2 years old. I was upset with something, and she came to me and she sat down with me. I was crying, and she said, "Son, if you're not happy, you're not doing something right." She didn't mean right or wrong. She meant right for me. If you're not happy, you're not doing something right. And she said, "So what are you doing that you're not happy with?" And so I said what I did, and she recognized it as blame. She knew I was blaming something. She said, "That's not what I said." I said, "You're not doing something right for you." And I was like, and I remember, like I said, I wasn't quite 2 years old, and I remember asking her, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Happiness is an inside job, and if you're not happy, then you're doing something out here rather than coming from within." And she put her hand on my heart. And when she did that, I felt it, and I knew. Yes, I've blown it like everybody else. I've been sad, miserable, but I always hear her voice remind me, always, "Son, if you're not happy, you're not doing something right." And now I know what she was trying to teach me. She was trying to teach me responsibility and not to blame, to own it for myself, that I was doing this to myself, that no one could make me miserable. No one had the power to make me miserable or sad or lonely or any other feelings that we can feel. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to get there, but I always hear her voice reminding me, be happy. Another one that she taught me, and this one I know we've all heard before, but again, this time I was about 3, and Sarge, our German Shepherd, who was a female, passed. And I was sitting on the floor, and I had her head in my lap, petting her, asking her to come back. And Mama sat there, and I'm just bawling, and she let me cry. And she said, "You're sad, real sad now, aren't you?" And I, "Yes, Mama," just bawling. And she looked at me and she said, "I want you to think of this and always remember this." She said, "You're sad because you think you've lost something. The sadness isn't from the loss. It's from the deep love that you felt for Sarge." I said, "But you said she's gone and won't ever come back." And she says, "She's gone from the world, but she's not gone from your heart. She's always there, and always will be there." And even to this day, how many decades later, can I picture her and still with a smile and remember the love of my mom was right there too. It's hard to be sad if you don't care about someone or something. It's the love that you felt and still do. So she helped me recognize I could change the thought from loss to love. That was another gift that my mom gave me. And this one, I bet your mom, you heard from somebody, whether it was your mom or not. The golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And my mom had a little tweak on it, as she always did. And hers was, don't do to anybody that you don't want what you put out. And I realized we had a lot of talks on that one. And again, it was to bring me back from ever thinking I could be a victim to the realization that I was responsible, and and she was always teaching me this. If something happened and I went into what I call complain mode, where I was complaining, she was like, well, what'd you do to create that, son? I don't think I did anything. She says, well, I'm gonna call my BS. Because my mother had a really good BS meter. And so she would call it and she would say, I don't buy that. What did you do to create what it is that you're going through? We'd talk about it. Generally, I'd find it. I'd be like, oh, well, okay, now I get it. And then my favorite one that my mother taught me: son, you can't please everyone, and some you can't even please them with a front seat in heaven. You'll know who they are. So learn this lesson. I said, okay. What is the lesson? She said, please yourself and at least one person's happy. And I thought, that sounds a little selfish. And she says, you're thinking of it the wrong way. And I said, how am I thinking of it the wrong way? She said, if you please yourself and you're happy, then you will naturally share it. That's how it worked. Go back to the golden rule. And she was right. All these years ago, she was right. She is the one who helped me realize we do but unto ourselves. There is no one to blame. We do it to ourselves by our own stinking thinking, as she called it. And she would always ask what kind of stinky thoughts were running around my head. And she would point out, never in condemnation, but in love, these are the thoughts that are keeping you stuck. And then I'd like to share one last one. I'm not sure how to say it because I don't want to use the language that she would use. But she would always say, if you think God cares about this one tiny thing, then your focus and your priority is in the wrong place. And I recognized later what she meant. We usually focus in on what we think we've done wrong or are not good enough. We're good at beating ourselves to a pulp. And she would always say, I don't see anybody with a baseball bat but you. Why are you just beating yourself? No No one has asked you to do that. Why did you ask yourself? I was like, well, okay. And that brought me and to us to this. And many of you have heard it before. You have to feel it to heal it. She would take whatever it was I was beating myself with and say, all right, stop. What is the feeling? What is the feeling that's bubbling up or that you are trying to resist or hold on to because you think it will somehow absolve you? So I'd tell her, and she'd say, all right, now you felt it. Heal it. Let it heal. And then she would take her arms, she'd put them out. She'd say, think of whatever it is, whatever the feeling is. Now imagine it like a white dove, and you're holding two. Now you can hold them until you kill them. That's not going to solve anything. Or you can let them go. Release them, and they will carry away all the bad that you have heaped on yourself. And that's the one, even to this day, guys, that I still practice. I have a routine every evening, right before bed, of prayer and meditation, followed by introspection and retrospection. The introspection is, where could I have loved more? All right, where could I have truly loved more this day? And rather than beat myself up for what I think it is, I picture two doves of peace, that will take it, and I imagine them flying off. And I picture the gift that they give me, which is peace. So the doves, to me, they take away that negativity, and I'm left with peace. It's just an exercise that works for me. Create something for yourself that works for you. Because none of us have to beat ourselves up. Nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in anything, do we have to beat ourselves up for anything. All of us are doing the best we can at any moment, always. My job is not to judge another person because I've been there. They're doing the best they can. We all do the best we can in any given moment. It's time for us to recognize that. And as we do recognize it, we'll come to a peace within us and come to recognize we're not alone, that we have all the help under the heaven and earth to guide us and direct us. We tend to get in the weeds when we think we have to do it all by ourselves. If we had to do it all by ourselves, there would only be one person in the world. There would not be 8 billion people. We're not meant to be alone. And that was what my mom taught me. She said, there's always someone there that will help you. You have to ask. And my mom, God love her, taught me to give is to receive. And I'm going to receive whatever it is I put out. Again, going back to the golden rule. So this week, as you go through your week, ask yourself, what are you giving? If you're not sure, look at what you're receiving. You'll know. You'll feel it. And if you want to change it, realize you have all the power of choice. Choice is your superpower. You can choose again. You can always, in any moment, choose again. And I will leave you with this, that my last thing my mom taught me, and I will share it with you today. The past was not a death sentence. The past is just a collection of memories that allowed you to be where you are today. That's all. The past is not a prison. She said, son, unless you choose it to be a prison. Whatever it is back there is not with you in this moment. You're free this moment. Back there is the prison of your own making. In this moment is your total freedom. Would you rather live in prison, in hell, or be happy in peace and experience heaven in this moment? Your memories are just memories. That's all. Come back into the moment, back into the now, she said. And then she ended it with, remember what the acronym is for now. She said, there is no other way. There is no other way, guys. There is no other way. The past and the future is not a way. You can't touch either one. But you can, she said, in this moment, that is the way. And if there is no other way, and Jesus the Christ is the way, then you can always be with him in the moment. Don't go looking for him in the past and the future. The way is in this moment. He is with you in this moment, as he always promised. He promised that he would always be with us in the moment. And that's when we feel at peace, when we feel safe, when we feel blessed, is being in the way, his way, in the moment. Thank you, guys. Have a great Mother's Day. And Penny will do the meditation after Kevin plays, I know, right? After Kevin plays a song for us.
It's tough when you have two great musicians.
I know.
Isn't it? As you sit in this moment and get comfortable in your seat, take a breath in and breathe in love and breathe out peace. Breathe in love and breathe out peace. Breathe in love and breathe out peace. And breathe in love and breathe out peace. As you settle into your own rhythm, be present in your heart. Feel the peace from the warmth of the love that radiates in your heart. See the light, the fire of the love, and stand in its midst. I heard Mel Robbins say one time that the saddest lesson that we were never told was that when we became adults, we had to become our own parents because no one was there to do it anymore. And so I'd like to invite you, as you sit there, to be in gratitude for the lessons taught you by your mother. Some mothers didn't know how, but even in that, they taught you resilience. Love doesn't always look beautiful and happy, but sometimes love is difficult. We can learn from one another's mistakes. And as you sit in the silence, thank your mother for the lessons that she taught you, no matter how they came. And love her for the energy and resilience that you have been able to develop in this day. Stand in your power. Breathe in. If a thought comes your way, examine it. If it's one you love, in gratitude, let it go. If it's one that holds some energy for you, love it. Parent it, appreciate it in gratitude, and let it go. And as you come out of the silence, release your mother. Thank her for all that you have learned because of her. And step into your role as mother, as the divine feminine, the gentleness of and trust of creation that flows through you in this and every moment.
All right, guys, we have come to the end. Thanks to all those who are here, those watching, and those who will watch later. As we bring it to a close, silently say with me our closing prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses all that I am, all that I give, all that I receive. All the love that we share, we give, we receive, and we are that love. Amen. Have a great week, and thank you, Kevin.